thinking of them as they are sharks. I'm thinking of them as these are a few people who are wanting to know about what I'm creating. They're just curious. Hardest category of consumers to target and convince. As an overarching umbrella, always look for, don't just go by if some brand is claiming to be natural, always read the ingredients.
Obviously.
And always look for products that have no fragrance because fragrance is the biggest irritant. For people, they are very wowed by this whole VC
Culture.
the whole Series A funding, Series B funding, and they're very enamored.
Very true.
ब्रांड बना के बेच देंगे. ब्रांड ये आप सब्जी का ठेला थोड़ी लगा रहे हो कि आप बना आप खरीदोगे और बेच दोगे. No, you cannot start like that.
जो धंधे का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, it is very lean business in India.
Hire for attitude, don't hire for attitude. As a founder, please don't be so enamored with your brand. You are one of the thousands of brands that this country has. The consumer is every day bombarded with so many brands.
Correct.
In a day, we open our Instagram and we're also habitual. We're bombarded with ads every 2 seconds.
Very true.
Exposed to minimum 20 to 25 brands in a day. So don't expect the customer to remember your brand. It's only where you are present at all of his or her touch points is when they're going to remember your brand. So if you're there on Meta, you're there on Google, so you're there on Amazon or Myntra, wherever, that's when you've created that whole. This is the modern day 360-degree marketing.
Because quick commerce is currently, I think it's overtaking almost everything that is in the marketplace industry. The way they have cracked their logistics is phenomenal.
Financial independence, especially as a woman, is so important.
I think ना ये जो environmental जो pressure जो peer pressure है ना, I think this is very strong in Bangalore. Explosiveness is important, but it is not as important as endurance. Love to talk to you firstly about Shark Tank. How was your Shark Tank experience? And then secondly, सबसे पहले डर लग रहा था आपको वहाँ पे? So hello everybody, I am sitting with a very esteemed entrepreneur today. You must have seen her on Shark Tank season 3 and she, if you want to guess, she has also been a very prestigious entrepreneur, especially in the baby healthcare and wellness sector. So I'll welcome Surbhi today. Hello Surbhi ma'am.
Hi Shashwat, thank you for having me here.
It's great to talk to you ma'am, and firstly thank you for inviting me to this. It was great that you allowed me and gave me your time today. And so firstly ma'am, tell me about it, about your day here. How is it going? How's everything? How's the weather today in Delhi?
This is good weather for us. So we were stuck with 50 degrees for almost 2 months, and now it's quite pleasant. So it's quite nice. It's raining. So and I love rains.
That is great, ma'am.
Yeah.
And so, ma'am, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yes.
Let's talk about your brand. Let's talk about Alter.
Yes.
I have honestly done a little bit of research myself. I've loved everything that you're doing up until now.
Yeah.
If you can, please just let the audience know a little bit as to what Alter is, and it'll be better if you let them know.
So the thought behind Alter was basically to create some sort of change, right? 4 years ago, we encountered a personal problem of one of our nieces facing a diaper rash, and that's when we realized there was a desperate lack for an organic and natural diapering option. And we did a lot of research into this industry, and we found out that bamboo is actually the best material to be used for creating an organic and eco-friendly option. And that's how Alter was basically born, to solve this problem for millions of parents across the country, even across the world. And that was the thought behind Alter. And that's how the name came about as well, to bring about a change. It's India's first organic bamboo-based diapering brand. It is a high-performance product that is organic and natural, that is good for your baby, that is convenient for the parents, and that is also good for your environment. So it ticks off all the boxes in terms of what a brand should do and what parents want. And I'm a parent myself, right? So anytime I'm buying a product, I'm always thinking about how it's going to help my child, and secondly, how is it going to make my life easier? Because as parents, we're juggling so many things.
Of course.
So anything that we buy or introduce into our lives and our children's lives as well, they have to make sense for us. So yeah, that's always been the thought behind Alter, that they have to work for both the parent and the baby, and that's how this brand was brought about.
Ma'am, that is a very appreciative standpoint, and what I feel is, ma'am, that now that you have built a brand, now that you have built the product well, what is the usual feedback from the parents that have either used it or want to use it? Is there something that you very commonly hear from such parents?
Yes, so a lot of our parents, come back and tell us that I'm never switching back to any other diapers again. In fact, one of my favorite things to do is go and read our Amazon reviews or reviews on our website, and they're all like, they swear by it. Once you become like an Alter parent, they just become an Alter parent to the point. This category did not exist 4 years ago. Now Alter is synonymous with the organic diaper category. So anyone who's entering into this, phase of their lives, entering parenthood, and if they're looking for an organic diapering option, they will definitely know about Alter.
Ma'am, that is very well true.
So that's the kind of, I think, positioning that we've created for ourselves. If I were to use a very strict marketing term, that this is the position that we've made.
Correct.
For ourselves.
Because ma'am, what happened is that before meeting you, I actually talked to a few parents. I tried to understand what they actually need and how they work, because obviously I don't have any of my own. So I wanted to get into the consumer's mindset, how they work. So 3 out of 4 parents that I talked to already knew about Alter.
Right.
And they had already used it and they were using it to an extent. So I did not need to explain it to them what I'm looking at.
Right.
So I know that the product is working, and obviously the customers are extremely satisfied.
Correct.
But I think, isn't there a very big lack of awareness in parents or in maybe the Indian market as a whole? They don't know exactly what can work and what are the necessities of a maybe baby healthcare.
Yeah.
See,
you're right in the sense, diapering specifically has always been such a commoditized aspect, right? That the baby is born, you get a bunch of diapers from the hospital, and typically most parents continue to use that. They're not aware of the ingredients, they're not aware of the benefits or the harms. It just is,
Correct.
It's typically, I would not call it a low engagement category. There's a lot of engagement, yes, but there's not enough research and awareness. So as a brand, what we also have tried to do over the years is educate parents about diapering as a whole. What are the ingredients that goes into making of a diaper? What are the effects of these particular ingredients? How does it help to be, what all, like for example, we're putting bamboo in the diaper. So how does it help to make the diaper antibacterial or rash free? Or if we are not using a particular chemical, like let's say chlorine, then how is it beneficial for your baby?
Correct.
Or if, let's say an Alter diaper has a breathable back sheet. So what does that mean? It means that there is more air passage for the baby. So, and these days, millennial parents, they do a lot of research.
Yeah.
For every product that they buy. And we noticed that this research was being done for baby food, this research was being done for baby skincare, or the kind of prams they need to buy. Every other space there was research being done, but diapering for some reason
stagnant.
Yeah, it's been largely stagnant. वही products हैं, वही सब, एक general जो भी है market में, the behavior has remained the same. So there was a desperate lack for something new. And once we did launch Alter, we did see a large shift of people, wanting to try and not just try. It was not just trial and then then we go back to our usual behavior. It was also, people sticking to the brand. So definitely there was a need for something new, and that is why parents have adopted. Because I'll tell you, parents and specifically new mothers are the hardest category of consumers to target and convince.
Makes sense.
In terms of, if you speak to any big research agency, new moms is the cohort that's the most valuable cohort for any retailer or any brand. Because the new mother is making 80 to 85% consumption decisions for the entire household.
Correct.
For her baby, she's deciding 100%, and because now the baby has come, पूरे घर का consumption pattern
बाकी
changes.
चीजें।
What food you're going to eat, to what cleaning liquids are going to be used on the floor, to the car you're going to drive. Everything is then from like a safety perspective, you know.
Very
Then
true.
it's no longer about just you and your partner. Everything is being rethought from the baby's perspective, and this happened in my own home as well. And somehow or the other, the mom is making these decisions. You know, the dads, of course, are very supportive in our current generation, but she is making these decisions. So, as a marketer, this is the cohort that you need to go after,
Of course.
because she is virtually deciding everything.
Huh.
So, and it's a very hard cohort to convince.
Of course, ma'am. And again, the thing is ki I very much agree to you that mothers as a whole hold a very strong decisional standpoint in the family.
Yes.
Like I believe that one cannot buy almost any product, even if it is your personal, you can't buy it without a mother's consent.
Yes,
So I can very much understand that for somebody that has just been born, the amount of care and nurturing you need, it is a very difficult space to grab.
Yes.
And ma'am, so when we talk about these, you also had a child recently, as you said.
Yes.
So ma'am, do you usually have a very common hygienic, maybe you can say a pack of products that you use, maybe 3-4 things that you say that everybody should use? Because I think this is your industry. You can help us understand very suitably that what are the basic products that every parent should at least have or should use for their child's safety of maybe health and make sure कि कोई problem ना हो.
So, in the personal care space or overall?
हाँ, personal care space मैम, जैसे अब ये ऑल्टर के जैसे डाइपर्स हो
हाँ, तो अगर मैं पर्सनल केयर स्पेस की बात करूँ, if I were to list the top 5 products, you know, the first one would, of course, diapers, and I'm not saying because I have a diaper brand, but it is literally going to be the first product that comes into contact with the
I
baby's
agree.
skin. So choose an option that has good materials, that's made with good ingredients, and that's baby friendly, so that you can avoid that rash problem
Correct.
altogether. Choose a good brand that has fragrance-free skincare for your baby. A basic body wash, a basic massage oil, and a basic lotion. Definitely very important in terms of products. Mosquito patches, again a very up and coming market. Choose something that's again made of natural ingredients, because
Very
we're
true.
all, you know, living in climates where hot and humid climates and mosquitoes are very prevalent. So something like that. So yeah, there I've mentioned 5 products.
Yeah.
So in terms of personal care, definitely these are the basic things that one should always, and as an overarching umbrella, always look for, you know, don't just go by if some brand is claiming to be natural, always read the ingredients.
Obviously.
And always look for products that have no fragrance, because fragrance is the biggest irritant
Huh.
to any baby's skin.
I'm noticing that trend when you say things कि you should take more care of fragrance as a whole.
Yes, even for adults it's not good. So for babies it's definitely not good.
Of course.
Yes.
Because again, as I said about awareness, ma'am, so let's end this and let's get more on your personal journey now, ma'am.
Yes.
Because see, the main reason why we are talking here today is that I very strongly believe, ma'am, that success comes in all shapes and sizes.
Correct.
And the major reason why somebody feels unsuccessful is because they don't know how to measure success. Because you don't exactly know what are the exact metrics and what can be considered success. So I very well know, ma'am, that you are a very successful entrepreneur and that you've had a very great journey and you are going to obviously grow the path even furthermore.
Right.
So I want to know, ma'am, what are some morals that you stick by at all times? Ki any decision that you take has to be founded by that. Any foundational morals that you have, ma'am, that you maybe built early on or maybe while developing your business? Any such morals that you have, ma'am?
I don't know if I would call them morals or, I don't know, principles or just guidelines, you know, sort of. In terms of brand, anything new that we're ever doing, and because I'm a parent myself, it has to follow the philosophy of good for parent, good for baby. So in terms of brand, all of our decisions, any new product launch, marketing, anything, all of that is guided by this principle. We never compromise on
Quality.
that. in terms of general, you know, as a business person, there are 2 to 3 things that I look at. One is how much financial sense doing an activity versus not doing an activity is making sense, because the PNL is very important.
Of course.
Okay. Number two, why are you building a brand? So for me, it was always about building a brand and creating a legacy. These days, I see a lot of people, they are very wowed by this whole VC
Culture.
the whole, you know, Series A funding, Series B funding, and they're very enamored कि
Very
हाँ
true,
brand बना के बेच देंगे. ब्रांड नहीं, आप सब्जी का ठेला थोड़ी लगा रहे हो कि आप खरीदोगे और बेच दोगे. No, you cannot start like that. So for me especially, that was never the mindset, and we've been bootstrapped. We knew that we would only raise funding when we felt that now the brand needs it. So always brand first, founder later.
Of course, ma'am.
That is one of the philosophies. That's one of the key philosophies. The first one that I mentioned was about everything making financial sense, and the third one is, you know, when you do have the resources, whether it's your own resource or whether it's VC money, as an entrepreneur, always be very mindful of how you're spending it. There is some merit to treating a business like a traditional, जैसे करते थे हमारे fathers और grandfathers ना, business को वैसे ही करना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल मैम.
And one thing I always do as an entrepreneur is, you know, I always say this also, and I practice it in my own life, is not just chase the grand strategies, do the mundane.
Correct.
You know? Sit with your accountant and look at the invoices. Sit with your ops person, go to your warehouse and see how they're packing their materials. These are the things that make a real difference, you know. You could, you know, launch in maybe 10 new stores, or you could launch internationally, or you could be present in 100 cities across the world. If your operations and your backbone is not strong, all of that is going to come crashing down.
Very true, ma'am.
So, if I were to summarize, always, because you're investing your valuable time of your life, always see that every decision that you take has to make financial sense. Number two, always brand first, founder later. And number three, balance your role as an entrepreneur between growth and between doing the routine operational stuff, and treat your business as a business and not be enamored by everything that's happening around.
Of course.
Because that is not going to help. What you do on your table and with your team is what is going to help. So, yeah.
Very true, ma'am. And ma'am, I am so happy that you said your last point. Actually, the thing is, ma'am, that whenever anybody talks to me about why I am building a podcast or what exactly is my theme, so I always tell them this specific statement that you just said now in a different way, that this way of the Indian business is very different from what the current structure is going towards.
Yes.
जो धंधे का जो concept है, it is very lean business in India.
Yes.
We have usually not been the kind of a loss making converting business.
Yes.
जैसे usually concept जो होता है ना कि we'll firstly take up a loss to acquire the customers, then we'll build profit. ये इंडिया का common logic ही नहीं था. India is कि आप पहले ठेला लगाओ. You start by a small shop. You first start selling, and after you get some money, you scale.
Yes.
So that scale of traditional business is so lost right now.
Yes.
That I talk to so many people, and they are mostly like, firstly we'll need a co-founder. If I ever ask them, how do you want to build a company? So they'll always say, first I'll need a co-founder, then I'll need an investor, then we'll raise a pre-series. I usually ask, what is the reason? Is there something that you can't learn that why you need a co-founder?
Yeah.
Because today people really feel that everything needs to be outsourced. लर्निंग जो लॉजिक है ना मैम, इवन आई फील इज रिड्यूस्ड बाय लॉट. कि अगर टेक, जैसे अभी सबको लगता है कि टेक में बहुत पैसा है, तो एवरीबडी वांट्स टू गेट अ फाउंडर दैट इज मे बी डन इन टेक समवेयर. एक इन्वेस्टर मिल जाएगा एंड दे विल स्टार्ट अ स्टार्टअप, एंड उसमें पहले लॉस मेकिंग मार्केटिंग कर लेंगे. तो व्हाट यू सेड इज सो राइट दैट पीपल हैव एक्चुअली फॉरगॉटन हाउ द ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस इज टू बी डन.
सो क्या होता है ना, the way VC money or investor money is viewed unfortunately is कि यार आया है उड़ा दो इसको. I think you have to be more responsible.
Of course,
when
somebody
it is someone else's money, you start being more responsible about that money. And tell me something, Shashwat, what is it that you can't learn yourself?
Exactly,
I
ma'am.
don't understand. I don't feel if you are an entrepreneur, it is your uh, God honest duty to be able to learn. And if you've not done everything yourself, no, you'll not be able to translate this. As an entrepreneur, I have processed orders myself, I have attended customer queries, I have packed orders, I have gone to the warehouse, I have run ad campaigns, I've coordinated sales on marketplaces. All of the functions which now my team is doing, I've done all of that.
Of
So
course, ma'am.
even today, if my marketplace person comes and asks me a certain query, I'm able to solve it for them because I've done it myself. Had I not done it myself, तो मैं क्या बोलती हूँ उनको ना? So, and we function with a very, very lean team here because
Yes, ma'am.
people have come up to me and said that the scale at which you are at, we've seen people have at least 30, 40 member teams. I'm like, कर
Correct.
क्या रहे हो 30, 40 member teams, right? They're
Efficiency
inefficient
का है.
then. If they're 30, and then you look at their P&Ls and you look at their costs, it's just, it's not just the money, na? It's the time cost of these people.
Yeah, you are very right there.
And
ma'am.
then what happens is it's a circle. Those employees are so unfulfilled in their roles because they don't have a lot to do. They'll keep switching. तो आपका company तो stable होएगा ही नहीं ना कभी.
नहीं हो ही नहीं रहा है.
So internally here at Alter, we have so many of our team members who've grown from like being customer service people to now handling inventory. One of our team members, she started as a order processing person, and then she moved on to warehouse management. Then she moved on to marketplace ops. So we believe in growing them internally, all of them. So and they can, and that will only happen when the founder themselves have a learning mindset.
Very true, ma'am.
When I started 4 years ago, I'm quite sure I didn't know half the things that I know today. And 4 years later, I will know much more than I know
Of course,
today.
ma'am.
So if that is the mindset that I can operate with, and if my team sees me doing that, then they can also operate with that mindset.
You're very right.
At Alter we have a hiring philosophy. Hire for attitude, don't hire for aptitude. Aptitude can be taught. We hired a bright young girl a few months earlier. She was right out of college, and now she handles a lot of our retention marketing effort and digital marketing. उसको नहीं idea था कुछ भी. And she's so smart the way she's caught up with us, so it's amazing, what people can learn. And I'm just
Exactly.
building off of what you're saying in terms of learning. If you have the appetite, you can learn anything.
You're very
is
right,
so
ma'am.
difficult. यहाँ बैठ के हम कोई रॉकेट्स तो बना नहीं रहे कि बड़ा
हाँ.
टेक्निकल काम हो रहे हैं यहाँ पे. इजी काम मतलब इजी नहीं है, बट इट्स नॉट दैट डिफिकल्ट इफ यू पुट
Yeah, I think it's also about the mentality ना.
Yeah.
कि I feel कि अगर आप वो logic पे चले जाओ कि everything can be outsourced, then obviously they'll build a business themselves ना.
हाँ
अगर इतना easy होता business
हाँ.
build करना तो.
हाँ.
Because I am certain that every single entrepreneur that has raised their company to a certain level will always and always know the complete chain of their company. They'll know every single domain that is in their company.
Yes, absolutely.
Nobody can ever say कि I don't know how my finances work or I don't know what my logistics are.
Yeah.
That is just impossible for a good company to be.
Yeah.
उसका मतलब ये कि आपका founder के अलावा कोई और काम कर रहा होगा.
कोई और काम कर रहा है.
Founder नहीं कर रहा फिर सब कुछ.
हाँ, अगर आप like I'm a non-techie, but there are times when I have gotten into issues that are completely tech related. I've watched YouTube videos and कैसे solve करें इसको क्या
हाँ.
करें. तो fortunately we live in times when there are enough resources available
Correct, ma'am.
out there. You just have to have that mindset. Even today, if me and my team are not able to figure out a particular issue, I tell them यार YouTube खोलो, video ढूंढो,
हाँ.
मिल जाएगा कुछ ना कुछ. Simple solution है.
इतनी बड़ी
नहीं तो
library है.
इतनी बड़ी दुनिया नहीं तो call up someone ना, कि किसी ना किसी के पास तो आंसर होगा. ऐसे तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है अब दुनिया में कि जो सॉल्व नहीं हो सकता है.
Correct.
So yeah, it's just about that mindset, I feel.
And ma'am, so you're talking about hiring. So I had a question there, ma'am. So firstly, do you take part actively in your hiring या फिर
Yeah,
you
I
do ना?
interview all my candidates.
That is great, ma'am. So according to you, ma'am, what are the few maybe skill sets or traits or characteristics that you usually look at when you're hiring somebody? We'll talk. Obviously, you must be looking at different domains. हर role के हिसाब से आप देखते होगे.
हाँ.
But कोई generalize जैसे आपने बोला about your aptitude and attitude.
Right.
Are there more such metrics that you look at, or you've seen other entrepreneurs usually look at?
See, it really, it's very hard to generalize because it really
Yeah, of
depends
course.
on role to role and industry to industry. My industry, if I specifically talk about my industry, it's a very marketing heavy,
Yes, ma'am.
marketing and ops heavy industry. So, and it depends on where your brand is as well. For us now, we're a growth stage brand. So obviously, we hire people with some sort of experience in the domain. We hire people, of course, who have a learning and a problem solving approach for any startup is very important. One is a problem solving mindset, and one is a grassroots level approach. For us at Alter, that is very important.
Of course, ma'am.
कि ज़मीन पे रह के काम करना है, you know. If a person says, I don't want to do this, this is not my, that person is reject for me in the interview.
क्या लो only do this या फिर अब मेरा जॉब रोल ऐसे
ये
होगा.
मेरा जो आके ये KRA और जॉब रोल की बातें करने लग जाते हैं, I am like, please,
Of course, ma'am.
bye, no. And I'm not saying that, you know, you come here and you do everything that's beyond your role. If you're a marketing person, suddenly I'll send you the warehouse to start packing stuff.
Of course.
No. But you also have to expand, no? Today, if someone grew from being a customer service agent to doing inventory management, it's because they had the enthusiasm to learn about new things. So that
Very true.
enthusiasm is what we're looking for, that problem solving skill set and sincerity to the brand. Because see, it's very hard, because startups में ना typically लोग कहते हैं कि वो stability नहीं होती है या वो एक बड़ा umbrella branding नहीं होता है. So you really have to believe in the founder and their vision to
Of
be
course,
able
ma'am.
to stick there. So fortunately with us, we have such people associated who believe in, you know, Alter's vision and mission, and that's what they're here for. So for any founder hiring out there, especially in the early stages, you know, more than experience, what will matter is these 2-3 things कि यार problem solve कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, मेरे साथ मेरे vision में चल सकते हैं कि नहीं, and दूसरे कितने sincere हैं वो अपने काम की तरफ कि, you know, you
Very
don't
true.
have to run around them like a headmaster.
हाँ.
ये किया कि नहीं किया, ये किया कि नहीं किया. That being said, you should follow up with your team, but
Spoon feed नहीं करना पड़ता.
spoon feeding, they should be self-starters.
Very true.
That's very important, because see, as a founder, you're juggling multiple things. And again, going back to my lean philosophy, you cannot hire too many people for
Of
the
course,
same
ma'am.
thing. No, you have to keep your costs in check.
Efficient भी तो होना चाहिए.
Efficient भी तो होना चाहिए ना आपका business. And in the early stages, you're building your founding team. So these people are not just team members; they are your, you know, they're
The foundation you can say.
5-7 years later, they're going to be your founding team. You don't know who has started at a very junior level could end up becoming a
Of
very
course,
senior
ma'am.
person. And that we've seen across companies like Zomato, we've seen it across companies
Yes,
that's been
ma'am.
happening, you know. So it's important to hire with that vision as well. So sometimes you may feel कि on paper इस बंदे को इतना इस role के बारे में नहीं आता है, but if they do feel very excited about your vision, bring them on and teach them. You know? It's not so technical, at least in our space, the personal care space. इतना technical नहीं है कि आप सिखाया नहीं जा सकता.
बिल्कुल. And see, मैम एक तो क्या है ना, the reason why I ask such things is because लोगों को ना ये यूजुअली लगता है कि स्टार्टअप्स आर बाय नेचर, जैसे आपने बोला ना, दे आर टू मे बी volatile or they are very difficult to work with. But in reality is the growth or the scale that a startup can give you is way. अगर आपको सोचना ही है कि मुझे मेरे जॉब प्रोफाइल में 4 चीज़ें करनी है, then you should go into a company that has very strict protocols. अगर आपको जैसे I know that your team is very good because the way they've been helping me from the time I am here for the podcast, किसी ने ये थोड़ा ना बोला कि भाई this is not a part of my job role or I have my own skill sets और मेरे को अपना काम करना है. Everybody is coming in, they're helping in as much as they can.
Right.
So that obviously shows character, and I agree to you, ma'am. So the thing is, ma'am, that while we were conversing, I was thinking a little bit about how your brand is so visible on a lot of different aspects. I was looking how it usually is on top with Amazon, and whenever I'm searching anything in the relevant use case, आपका brand हर जगह दिख ही रहा है मुझे. तो obviously you have cracked the GTMs. So what is your opinion on that? What do you think? Because as I've heard, there's a very common argument going as to if you should utilize it or not, and what is your thought on it?
So for you know, everybody out there who's wondering what a GTM is basically your go-to market strategy. Correct. Now, especially in the D2C space, then coming to the personal care space, the big debate I often see between founders is, should we just stick to our own website, or should we also be available on marketplace channels? And this question I get asked a lot of at a lot of events also, young founders, you know, building great products. And for me, you know, it's not a matter of you know, whether you should do it or not. You should do it. There is no question. A simple analogy is, a marketplace is like a big supermarket on the main road. Everybody can see it.
Correct.
It has thousands of customers every day. Your website, when it starts, it's like a boutique store. It's a very nice boutique store, but it's in a by lane of like a niche market somewhere inside the city. Only if someone was looking for it with great interest, they would find it. It's not easily discoverable.
Correct.
And in order to make sales, your brand has to be discoverable. So often founders lose sight of that their end goal is not to create a brand first, it's first to get sales.
Correct.
तो इस माइंडसेट से अगर हम फंक्शन करेंगे तो आपका जीटीएम बड़ा अलाइन होता चला जाएगा इन द सेंस दैट इफ आई हैव टू गेट मैक्सिमम सेल्स देन आई हैव टू गेट मैक्सिमम eyeballs and what are the things that I can do to get maximum eyeballs.
Correct.
Number one is being present in as many marketplaces as are relevant for you. So for like an apparel brand, of course, like a Myntra or an Ajio would be very relevant. For my use case, for a personal care, baby care space, Amazon is very relevant. First Cry is a very relevant marketplace for babies brands. If your market is specifically in the tier 2, tier 3 cities, Flipkart is a very, very relevant marketplace.
It is.
Tier 2 audiences love Flipkart. So that's very relevant. If you're a very premium brand, then look for premium marketplaces. There are enough of those in India. But be present in a space where there are a lot of people. It's very simple ना. If you were opening a store, would you open it अपने घर के नीचे या आप किसी मेन मार्केट में जाके
Of course.
तो same way you have to approach your GTM as well. Of course, it should make monetary sense. Of course, the margin structures and the costs should make sense. But sometimes, we have to have a trade-off. To get that initial visibility and traction, you have to be in those places so that later on you can bring them back to your website. And that is a beautiful funnel that we have also created for ourselves. We were very heavy on Amazon in our initial years. We still are, it's our top functioning marketplace. But that has allowed us to have that kind of visibility now where, our website also gains as much traction as Amazon does. So that's something that we've strategized very beautifully internally to have that balance between both. So understand your category, where your consumers are buying from. In the personal care space, typically, the product that the consumer is buying is part of their grocery list. For example, diaper is part of their monthly grocery list.
Correct.
मंथली ग्रोसरीज कहाँ से खरीद रहा है आजकल मॉडर्न कंज्यूमर?
क्विक कॉमर्स
से खरीद रहा है, या पेरेंट है तो टिपिकली अमेजोन या बिग बास्केट से खरीद रहे हैं. तो फॉर अ जीटीएम इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड वेयर योर कस्टमर इज बाइंग.
Correct.
What is the frequency at which they are buying and how much are they spending. So don't think of it that I want to keep my brand here or I want to place it there. Go where your customer is. Because very honestly, आप अभी उस लेवल पे नहीं हो कि आप डिक्टेट कर सकते हो कि ब्रांड आके यहाँ से खरीदो.
Correct.
If you're like a big FMCG giant, even they have such huge distribution models because they are going where the consumer is. So the key to success of building a great FMCG or a personal care brand is being present where the customer is shopping.
Very true.
So in case I see a lot of young food brands that are now available on like quick commerce platforms, and which is great, right? Because anytime we want to munch or we want to snack, even as a consumer myself, I'm always opening like a quick commerce app and ordering something.
Yeah.
If I find a new brand, it's so amazing, which I would have otherwise not intended to look at. So that's quite amazing, very honestly. In the baby care space specifically, these larger marketplaces cannot and should not be ignored.
Yeah, it's not a question.
It's not a question. It's not a question of if, it's a question of, as soon as, not even a question of when. Kar lo launch.
Correct. Because see, I have heard people debating on this before as well, and I have never really give my opinion because obviously I don't know enough. But now talking to you, I always had the same question as to why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
I think, ma'am, a major reason is it's also maybe something to do with brand identity. Maybe people feel that once they come on our website or they go through our funnel, they'll be able to understand what we stand for or why we are selling. So I exactly don't understand. I'm trying to reverse engineer it.
Every founder will have, because they're so in love with their brands. That brings me to another point. As a founder, please don't be so enamored with your brand. You are one of the thousands of brands that this country has.
Correct.
Fortunately, after COVID, entrepreneurship has gone into an overdrive in our country. And don't think कि मेरा brand क्या role play कर रहा है consumer के point में. Think the consumer is every day bombarded with so many brands.
Correct.
In a day, if we open our Instagram, and we're also habitual, we're bombarded with ads every 2 seconds.
Very true.
Exposed to minimum 20 to 25 brands in a day. So don't expect the customer to remember your brand. It's only where you are present at all of his or her touch points is when they're going to remember.
Yeah.
Your brand. So if you're there on Meta, you're there on Google, you're there on Amazon or a Myntra, wherever, that's when you've created that whole. This is the modern day 360-degree marketing.
Correct, ma'am.
Which traditionally was अच्छा billboard होना चाहिए, TV पे ad होना चाहिए, newspaper ad होना चाहिए, radio ad होना चाहिए. For a digital brand, this is
Meta
what
होना
it
चाहिए,
is.
LinkedIn.
Meta होना चाहिए, Google होना चाहिए, marketplace होना चाहिए.
Correct.
Blinkit होना चाहिए, या whatever is your platform.
Yes, ma'am.
Be there everywhere as much as you can. You may not have the budgets to be everywhere, but be smart about it and be there in as many places as possible. And honestly, guys, everybody is building a great brand, right? But इतना मत उसमें प्यार में मत पड़ जाओ, because customer के पास is a very limited time frame, attention span बहुत कम है. And then already there are traditional brands that are very well entrenched in each of the spaces that anyone is trying to enter. So you're fighting with them also. Skincare, for example, these there's some great brands in the country that have come up, and they're doing a lot of ingredient branding and talking about actives and things like that. But now what I'm seeing is traditional brands are catching up to that trend. And with their marketing budgets and the kind of posters and hoardings they can do, who can fight with that?
Yeah, and they already have a very big customer base.
They already have a very big customer base. उनको क्या करना है, उससे upgrade ही तो कराना है. So think from all of these perspectives and then try to create a branding strategy that is unique to you, and that will not just happen from creating a great website. It will also be it will largely come from being visible to your consumer as many times.
Very true, ma'am. Because just as you said, anything that you do uniquely, the only advantage you have from giants is just a early start. Yeah. Because the only problem the giants have in any industry is that they are slow. Because they need time in the structure.
Because they're giants.
Yeah. So it's not a question of if it will happen or not. It's just about when. So if you don't go through these all quick commerce and good marketplaces, then obviously you will lose that maybe the core that you had at start.
Yes.
And ma'am, so when we talk about this, I wanted your opinion on quick commerce as to, you said a bit about it, I want to know more, because quick commerce is currently, I think it's overtaking almost everything that is in the marketplace industry. The way they have cracked the logistics is phenomenal. And the amount of things that we are buying through quick commerce. So about firstly your brand, as to how much you are noticing a difference in maybe customer buying through quick commerce, and then secondly your personal experience. What all do you think is possible for you to buy? Because in today's day and age, they are selling phones, PS, everything that you can buy basically on quick commerce.
Anything and everything.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah, so I'll tell you again, going back to what I said earlier, parents buy very differently.
Yeah.
So in our space, of course, for diapering, it makes complete sense to be present on quick commerce, because more often than not, it's a last minute purchase. But the planned purchases are happening through bigger marketplaces or your offline stores in diapering at least. So I do feel the most suitable categories for quick commerce are food. That's a brilliant category for food, and any of your impulse buys, like a lot of sexual wellness products or personal hygiene products like sand pads or razors, stuff like that, which you might need in the last minute. So that's a great category. As far as parents' behavior goes, basis on internal research, parents typically plan their purchases. So anything for the baby, I wouldn't say quick commerce is that bigger channel right now. Again, we don't know, because 2 years ago everybody was saying quick commerce is not
going to scale,
but it's exploded. So maybe in 2 years, millennial parents like us will catch up and we'll buy everything on quick commerce. Right now, I think also there's a problem of availability of brands. There are not a lot of assortment in terms of baby. There's a very limited assortment in terms of baby care that they carry. Of course, they have their own reasons for that. what I would find on a traditional marketplace like an Amazon or a First Cry, the assortment is much larger.
Of course.
So a millennial parent prefers that because for us the time is a big crunch. Na? Again, going back to user behavior, if someone's operating in this space, they have to understand that a new mom or a new dad does not have a lot of time. इनफैक्ट एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ हमने फिगर आउट करी है कि आवर पेरेंट्स आर शॉपिंग आफ्टर 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Our campaigns are doing better at that time. Our WhatsApps are getting better open rates at that time.
That is a very, for the people who don't know, this never, almost never happens. It's very rare.
So why is it happening? It is because the baby has gone to sleep.
Correct.
Now you finally have the time to open your phone. During the day तो time ही नहीं है. आप ऑफिस में हैं, आप घर पे बच्चे का ध्यान रख रहे हैं.
Very true.
With the baby. रात में 10 बजे typically सबके बच्चे सो जाते हैं, especially the 0 to 3-year-olds. They're all asleep. Then is when the mothers are sitting and shopping on First Cry or they're sitting and shopping on, let's say, an Alter website. तब सारी purchase आ रही है. Even if we look at our graphs, you know, रात में there's a lot of spike. So going into the absolute depths of your consumer behavior, you know, that is most important. And fortunately, these days we're sitting on a mine of data, and you don't need like a data analyst or anyone to come and mine that data for you. You can download those reports off of Shopify. You can download those reports off of your Meta, do a comparison. Enough and more information you will need. That you need, you will get. So, yeah, this is one interesting thing that we've recently figured out. And
that is great, ma'am. I like the point of view. So, yeah, ma'am. So, I wanted to talk to you about, firstly, I love what you have done with your company. And I want to know more, ma'am, that firstly, what is your background, educational background?
Yeah.
Then secondly, ma'am, is this your first entrepreneurial journey or have you been on one before? And then secondly, I just want to know from where have you started and how did you get into the idea that you want to get into business only? Was that a family thing or did you get into it maybe later after understanding? I just want to know more about it from your standpoint.
Right. So yeah, in terms of educational background, it's pretty traditional. I did my undergrad here at Delhi University, followed by an MBA in marketing. Yeah, and after, like all young marketing grads, you want to get a job at a big company, and that's what happened with me as well. I started working for Aditya Birla Retail, then went on to work for HDFC Bank, handling their Smart Buy portal. Yeah, entrepreneurship was always an idea that fascinated me. Even in college, we did a lot of projects around it. But I was always very clear I want to work in corporate first, understand how the world works, because the best place to learn, as they say, is on the job.
Of course.
Quite literally. So that taught me a lot. And then once I got married is when, you know, I was actually living down south, and then I moved back to Delhi. And that's when I realized that now is the time that I want to do something of my own. And in 2020 is when me and my husband Arnav, we started Alter, which started from a personal problem, like I mentioned before. So yeah, this is something that I've always wanted to do, you know. And for me, becoming an entrepreneur was not just about creating a business, it was also about doing something that was impactful at the same time, which helped bring about change in the people who, you know, bought from our brand. So today we know that the parents, you know, that are together with us in our journey, it's not just a transactional relationship with them. They're deeply impacted by the products that Alter has created. They share, and we share that relationship with them in terms of, you know, how they're affected by the brand, how they make contributions often in terms of the products that we want. We keep talking to them and incorporating their feedback into the products that we're building, and then we hope to build very soon. So that is a kind of symbiotic relationship that we have, and that is very important, honestly, for any D2C brand at least,
Very
to
true.
have that, you know, community, because these days consumers want to be part of something. And if as a brand you're able to do that for them, make them part of what you are building, then there is no bigger success story than that.
Community building is the way to go. You're very right there, ma'am. And see, the reason, ma'am, why I'm asking you about your educational background is because I feel that nowadays still people feel that education or the right degree is a very big mandate towards doing something in any field. Whereas what I personally feel, and I think you will agree to, is that education is basically only helps you in understanding the formulation of how different things can work. It is not a necessity. And in education, I don't mean that you don't need education. I am saying you don't need a business degree to start business. You don't need a tech degree to start tech. So that is one way to look at it. कि अगर suppose आज आपने business you did a managerial degree. Tomorrow when you need to get into something else, you can. It is the degrees are not actually stopping you. They are not some bars that are holding you too hard, because nowadays I've seen a lot of people talk about this, that I will get a degree, I'll get an MBA done, and then I'll think of my startup, or I'll think of doing something in the industry. Whereas I think, ma'am, कि it is very much important for people to understand कि आपको you just have to start. मतलब that I feel कि just start should be the base quote for any entrepreneur. कि just start whatever it is.
So now there are two things to this question. First, let's talk about the importance of education.
Correct.
Yes, sometimes your degree and the venture that you want to start does not need to exactly match. But many a times the degree that you have will lead to a lot of insight into what you want to start.
Correct.
For example, let's say you're a doctor and you start a revolutionary healthcare app. Then of course your background as a doctor is going to help. Let's say you're I know a bunch of lawyers who started this app. I met them on the sets of Shark Tank, and that was to solve the legal problems that a lot of our country folks face. So yes, I would not go insofar as to say that there is no correlation between your degree and what you start, but definitely there is no need to do an MBA to start business. Business करना कोई नहीं सिखा सकता आपको, पर ऐसा नहीं है कि you still don't need to have any experience, or there is no merit to having experience.
Yeah, of course.
I know a lot of young folks, 18, 19-year-olds are starting businesses these days, and it's fantastic what they're doing. But it's not to say that someone who's 30 or 35 and has 10, 15 years of experience under their belt, their learning curve is going to be much shorter.
Very true.
Because they have those many years of experience. So a lot of times, I feel these days our entire generation is in a pressure to start up. There is no pressure.
Exactly.
There's a lot of merit in doing a traditional
job.
MBA or a job, working your way up the corporate ladder, having a good amount of savings in your bank, and then thinking what you want to do with your life. For a lot of people, starting up is not what they want to do.
Very true.
I have many successful friends from my MBA days, and they're all phenomenal, very intelligent, very talented. Ideas सबको आते हैं यार, दिन की 2 ideas आते हैं, but नहीं करना startup. And that clarity they have because they have so many years of experience under their belt. For me, this was an option because I wanted to do something different with my life. I wanted to be at that stage and be an entrepreneur. So that is why I went ahead and did it. So I think there has to be the right reason and the right motivation behind doing it. It cannot be because everybody is starting up, I have to start up, or because a few years ago there was this craze of dropping out of college and doing startups.
Yeah.
Please look at the reality. There are literally the number of people who've dropped out and become super successful, you can just count them on your fingers.
Exactly.
Vis-a-vis the number of dropouts and who've become failures, you don't know their stories. You only know the stories of the Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates of the world. So let's be realistic.
Very correct,
in terms of what we are doing. And I think somewhere my middle class upbringing has also very much helped me with that. कि यार पहले job करेंगे, stability ढूंढेंगे life में. Tomorrow, if this doesn't work, at least I can go back and get a job somewhere.
Very true, man.
Because that financial independence, especially as a woman, is so important now. I'm super lucky to have the most supportive partner, and he's always been there with me, and we do this together, and it's definitely helped because we're running a business and raising a baby together. So it's amazing. But as individuals, we need to have that financial security as
Very
well.
correct.
So, do what aligns with your goals as a person rather than, listening to the noise of the society and succumbing to social pressures that every time you open LinkedIn, someone's launched a startup or someone's gotten funding. I think that a lot of times it bogs down people. So, that needs to not happen.
यू आर वेरी करेक्ट मैम. मैं खुद भी आपको जैसे बोला था ना लास्ट टाइम भी कि पीपल फील कि द ओनली वे टू अर्न मनी इज थ्रू स्टार्टअप्स एंड यू आर वेरी राइट कि दैट इज नॉट द केस.
In fact, that's the hardest way to earn money.
एग्जैक्टली.
These days, that's the hardest way to earn money because listen, VCs are not now funding left, right, and center. They're evaluating projects very carefully and very rightly. So they're in the they're within their rights to do it. And if you're looking for financial security and stability, I would definitely, I'm saying this harsh truth out there. Many people may not like it. Starting up is not the way to go.
Of course.
It's, and especially if you're married, then one person needs to have a stable income so that the other can start up.
हाँ.
So
Risk
that's,
balance.
तो ये थोड़ा सा ना practical approach होना
हाँ,
बहुत
बिल्कुल.
जरूरी है लाइफ में. जो आजकल 20-25-year-olds at the risk of sounding too, I don't know, archaic, ये practicality people are dumping out of the window.
You're
It's
very
good
right.
to chase your dreams, it's good to chase your visions, but at the end of the day you need to put food on the table. No? Who's
Very
going to
true.
do that?
Ma'am, I think a major reason why this happens is also because of privilege. And hear me out here. What I believe is, ma'am, the reason why maybe I am able to start a podcast, or maybe why different people are able to risk leaving their job and start a startup, is because they've had the privilege of not providing to their family, because that is already being done by their parents.
Right.
And I feel कि वो एक बहुत ही major role play करता है कि because you've always been used to it ना, कि you don't need to look at the electricity bills, you don't need to look at how costly the vegetables are coming to the home, Wi-Fi का bill कितना होता है. That is why you don't know the smaller details. So you feel कि भाई I am made for the bigger deal, या फिर कि business करके ही पैसा बनता है. क्योंकि जब आपको वो difficulty आएगी तो आपको मालूम पड़ेगा कि भाई नौकरी करनी जरूरी है, क्योंकि you need to have that stability.
बॉस की गाली खाना जरूरी है.
हाँ.
It's important क्योंकि फिर ना वही thought process when you do a business, that is again translate.
Very
because
true.
over there also you'll not look at the smaller details. You'll think I have to chase big visions, and then जब वहाँ पे वाईफाई का बिल, ऑपरेशनल कॉस्ट, रेंटल्स, ये सब आपको तंग करने लगेंगी ना, देन यू विल रियलाइज. ये तो मैंने अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ में तो कभी देखा नहीं, बट बिजनेस में तो यू हैव टू सी नो,
सब कुछ देखना पड़ेगा.
then they will start troubling you. So how you are as a person will also translate into how you are as a founder. Suddenly that capability will not come. No? So it's very important that as a person you have a balanced approach in life, and you're very aware of the ground realities. A lot of founders, they don't know what is happening on the operational side of things, on the finance side of things, and I strongly believe these are the two functions that can make or break a brand.
Of course,
no matter how much marketing you do, if your ops aren't right, if your finances aren't in place, it is just going to kill you. You will not be able to survive. The goal is not just to start a brand and leave it. The goal is to survive, right?
Very true.
So that's where that approach of thinking of businesses from a business and a धंधे का mindset and not just a startup mindset, it comes from. And then at the same time realizing starting up is not for everyone. मतलब आजकल content creation का बड़ा craze है कि सबको content creator बनना है. पहले देख तो लो whether it is for you, and it's a hard job, right?
Very
Thinking
true,
up of ideas every day, following all these new trends on social media. My team honestly keeps telling me that you should do content creation. And I'm like, please yaar, ye bahut mushkil hai.
I've seen you do it a few times as well.
Yeah, so I typically feature on a lot of our ads. We do it because my team says founder videos are working, you have to do it. So I do it. But I know how much work goes into shooting like a 15-second video. हमको कई बार 1 घंटा लग जाता है वो 15 सेकंड की वीडियो शूट करने के लिए. So it's very important to know your goals. While you may not have everything figured out when you're starting up or when you're deciding whatever your career path is going to be, it's important long run में to think of how you're going to make money. Whether you're still going to be interested in this 5 years later, and why you're doing this.
Very true, ma'am. वो mentality.
वो reason सही होना चाहिए आपका करने का. It's not because my friend started up तो मुझे भी startup करना है, या उसको series भी मिल गया तो मुझे भी करना है. अरे ये क्या
मैम आई थिंक ना ये जो environmental जो pressure जो peer pressure है ना मैम, आई थिंक this is very strong in Bangalore. Because when I've seen people in Bangalore ना, any friend of mine that has gone there to study or anything ना, everybody at the end thinks कि startup करना है, और हर किसी को टेक में ही करना है, क्योंकि आजकल फिनटेक बहुत चल रहा है तो फिनटेक करना है.
वहाँ तो चाय वाला भी स्टार्टअप की बात कर रहा है.
हाँ, वहाँ पे चाय भी स्टार्टअप ही बन जाए. एवरीथिंग दैट आई सी
This is about startups. And you know, I was actually fortunate to be in Bangalore around the time the startup boom was happening, and around the time Ola had just started, Uber had just come into India, Zomato and Swiggy had just
early
started.
2010s.
Yes, you know, that is the time when I was in Bangalore when
Beautiful
all of this
time to
was
be
happening. And you know, that time these folks didn't have these apps, so we used to call for taxis. And Swiggy used to deliver एकदम छोटे छोटे 50 रुपए के ऑर्डर भी घर पे डिलीवर कर देता था without delivery charges. So you know, I've been fortunate to see that time as well, when they were just like small players and now they've become so big.
Of course.
But you know, that time has come and gone now. There is now so much competition in the market that you really have to analyze, you know, whether it's worth taking the risk. And then this is not to deter any potential funders out
नहीं
there.
नहीं बिल्कुल.
By all means, chase your dreams, and if this is what you want to do it. But make sure your head and heart is in the right place.
Correct. मैम क्योंकि if see that is again what you talk about content creation ना मैम, I feel कि there is a very big difference between a content creator and an influencer.
Yeah.
तो एक बार आप क्या करोगे, influencer what they do is they follow trends.
Yeah.
So when we talk about trends, when we talk about any kind of ना business में, अगर आप सिर्फ trends ही follow करते रहोगे तो कोई uniqueness ही नहीं है. मुझे अच्छा लगा कि startup करना है, मैंने आज किया because I did not have a ulterior motive, because I did not have a cause.
Yeah.
मैं आगे scale ही नहीं कर पाऊंगा. I will not be able to endure. So by talking to you, I understand कि explosiveness is important, but it is not as important as endurance. आपको एक बार पीक मिल गया वो ठीक है, बट वो पीक को मेंटेन करना इंपॉर्टेंट है. जैसे क्योंकि बिकॉज लाइक यू विल गेट इनटू दैट आल्सो कि यू डिड नॉट वेट फॉर शार्क टैंक फॉर द कंपनी टू हैपन. द कंपनी विल ऑलवेज कीप ऑन हैपनिंग. सो शार्क टैंक इज गिविंग यू अ बूस्ट दैट हैज टू बी एंड्योर्ड फर्दर ऑन. And that is what I would want to talk about next, your Shark Tank experience. I would love to talk to you firstly about Shark Tank. How was your Shark Tank experience? And then secondly, सबसे पहले डर लग रहा था आपको वहाँ पे? Was it a scary experience?
यार मैं आपको बताऊँ, डर मुझे लगा, I'll not lie, डर लगा था. Right before entering the tank, they prepare you so well, but obviously there's those butterflies in your stomach. But the minute I stepped into the tank, no, it was like I own this is, they are going to talk to me about something that I have created. I have nothing to be scared about. They don't know and I have to tell them.
Of course.
So this was the mindset that, you know, I had as soon as I stepped into the tank. And after that, I wouldn't say it was a breeze. It was a tough conversation, but फिर डर नहीं था. Then there was only confidence, and there was a lot of immense pride in, you know, in Alter. So whenever if you see my episode, there's a lot of pride with which I'm talking, and a lot of people have come back and said
that is true, ma'am,
that, you know, you're just giving answers right off the bat, and it's not because मैं सब कुछ रट के गई थी. It's because यार this is my child, and I talk about Alter with as much pride as I talk about my son Ved. You know that this is my child. आपका बच्चा, कोई मेहमान घर पे आते हैं, हम बताते हो ना मेरा बच्चा ये कर सकता है, वो कर सकता है, स्कूल में पढ़ता है.
Of course.
So that is how it was with Alter as well. कि यार this is my baby. I just have to talk about it to, you know, a few people who are interested in it. So yeah, it was definitely the most, I think, nerve-wracking, exhilarating experience of my life. Yes.
Ma'am, so when you went there on the stage, once you started pitching, was there anybody's aura that intimidated you, or anybody that you felt a little bit jittery from?
No, not really. No. Like I said, there was no fear. No.
Yeah, because I feel कि when we talking about them right now, not witnessing them, you have witnessed them, is different. But as I told you that I have met Anupam sir once, not exactly met, I've seen him once. So I know the gravitas that he has, the kind of aura that he takes with him.
Right.
So it must have taken up a lot of courage and confidence, and I think that is all because you were that confident in your own brand.
Yeah.
कि you were able to showcase it.
And that time, you know, I was not thinking of them as their sharks. I am thinking of them as these are a few people who are wanting to know about what I've created. They're just curious.
Correct.
So that helped a lot. Of course, there were a lot of oddball questions. A lot of times where they tried to really, they differed from what I was saying. They tried to, they had different opinions.
Of course.
So it's up to you to stand up and defend what you've created, right? Because they're not there to shoot you down. They're just, as from their own years of experience, they're making certain observations about your business. So, but then you are doing it every day. तो वो चीज़ आप याद रखो. And for that matter, anyone you're talking to, any investor, especially investors, they bring with them their years of seasoned experience, but they're not living your journey day in and day out. So if you feel what you're doing is right, it is important to give them the reasoning why, with a lot of conviction. At the same time, not to the point of being arrogant. If you do feel कि हाँ ये चीज़ में शायद what he is saying or she is saying is a better approach, then accept it. And this has been my approach even in all the investor conversations that we've had, that they ask us about our plans and what we're doing and why we're doing it. And sometimes they'll question us and they'll say no, this is not the right approach, and then we'll be like नहीं ये इस वजह से हम कर रहे हैं. They're convinced. Sometimes they are not convinced. Then we're like, yes, probably you're right, because you have a macro view of the world.
Can't be too stuck up.
Yeah, so it's important to be very fluid as an entrepreneur. You have to be like water.
It comes back to your original thought, na, कि you should love your child but not spoil it to that extent.
Yeah, like
कि आप
don't
stuck up और arrogant हो जाओ.
हाँ कि भाई मैंने बनाया है, मुझे ही पता है सब कुछ. No, it can't be like that. अगर आपको सब पता है, then you cannot grow.
Yeah.
If you have to grow, तो आपको accept करना पड़ेगा. आपको सब नहीं पता, and there is definitely room for improvement all the time.
वो है ना, stay hungry, stay foolish.
हाँ.
So, and whenever I hear this, I usually get drawn towards Ritesh, because as we talked before as well, he is one of the most humble people that तो अगर आप उनसे normally मिलो तो you will not realize that he is the youngest billionaire of this country because of how humble he is towards you.
Yes.
So I also saw that you did a small video with him afterwards. I saw that marketing one. So is there something that he maybe advised you after Shark Tank was done? Anything that he maybe gave you, any quote or anything to help?
We were sitting in his vanity van and we were shooting that segment, and he asked us about our goal, and I told him that I want to build it into this 500 crore brand, and he was like, why do you want to stop at this 500? And he took out a book and he told me something that his mentor had told him. From one room, the first time that he had the idea to start OYO, to 1 million rooms. So that is how you have to think, and that is something that I always carry with me, from selling, let's say, 1 pack of diapers to being present in every Indian household. That is the vision, in whatever way, form possible. So when you meet such people, that is the kind of vision that you get from them, and no one's born with that vision. कि हाँ भाई हमें इतना ही बड़ा करना है, तो अच्छा है ना. if you're not born with that vision, तब तो आपको सब आता है, फिर हमको इन लोगों की जरूरत ही नहीं.
Exactly, struggle ही नहीं है.
फिर कोई struggle ही नहीं है ना, फिर तो you know everything. But because you've left that room to grow, and because you've left that room for imagination, now you can imagine a much bigger number or a much bigger target for yourself. And as a founder, big targets really, really motivate me. For some founders, that's not the case. I've met founders who are very happy building, niche brands, doing boutique stuff, and that's cool too, because success is different for everyone. You don't need to build 1,000 crore brand or be a unicorn. Nahi zarurat hai. But do what feels right to you. And yes, of course, it should be financial.
Of course, you have to justify it.
Yeah.
And ma'am, again, the thing that you said about 1 million rooms, when OYO was started in the field that it had started, उस समय कोई ये काम कर नहीं रहा था, तो million rooms एक बहुत ही बड़ा मतलब target हो गया है. And I think they must have crossed that long ago. भाई 1,000 million is not a big deal for them. So I understand what perspective they are coming from.
Yeah.
And so now that let's just come back to one last thing. So when we talk about your future from now on, is there something new that we are going to look with, any new products that are coming up, or any new things that you're looking at right now? And give me any future goals, please.
Yes, there are a lot of new and exciting things that are happening here at Alter. We're looking at expanding internationally, something that we're wanting to do. We're planning to get into other personal care items for babies. I'm not at liberty to reveal what
That is fine,
right
ma'am.
now. But yeah, on a deeper level, of course, connecting more with the consumer, and like I said, always doing things that are better for parents and better for babies, and we've just begun.
So I think it couldn't be a better note to end on. Thank you so much for being here today, and
Thank
it
you,
was
Sanjay.
great talking to you. I have extremely loved this whole conversation, and I hope the viewers do too. And I hope it was a good conversation for you as
Yes,
well.
yes, very, very exciting and very. It was a very candid conversation, and that's my style. Honestly, I love being candid, and
Yes, ma'am,
I
exactly.
bared my soul. So because I know a lot of young entrepreneurs who are just starting out or thinking
Correct.
will be watching this eventually. So they need to know what they're getting into, and if in my own way, in some small way, I've been able to tell them that this is going to be your journey, I hope it helps them.
Exactly, ma'am. That is the core concept of this podcast. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.